Hi everyone, my name is Asa and 8 years ago I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder, which has significantly impacted my life. I've experienced over 20 depressive episodes, been hospitalized in psychiatric facilities, lived in flop houses, had delusions and hallucinations, and of course I struggled with suicidal thoughts. I've consulted numerous doctors, tried various medications, but still haven't achieved full remission. In this video, I want to share my experience, explain what bipolar disorder is, discuss its symptoms, and how they've manifested in my life personally. So, bipolar disorder is a mood disorder characterized by mood shifts from severe depression during depressive phases to euphoria during manic phases. These phases can last for weeks or even months, and mood shifts occur without warning. One moment I'm on the floor, crying my eyes out, and the next I'm dancing with joy. There are two types of bipolar disorder with similar symptoms, and the difference lies in the severity of the illness. To illustrate, let's use a graph. Suppose the y-axis represents mood and the x-axis represents time. A healthy person experiences mood fluctuations, even significant ones. Someone with unipolar depression experiences longer and deeper mood declines. Now, let's consider bipolar disorder type 1, which is my diagnosis. Here, mood swings are much more pronounced, ranging from deep depressive episodes lasting at least 2 weeks to pronounced manic episodes with elevated mood lasting at least 1 week. In bipolar disorder type 2, people also experience deep depressive episodes, but the manic episodes are less intense, known as hypermanic episodes, lasting at least 4 days and being milder. There are also mixed episodes where symptoms of both mania and depression occur simultaneously, but I'll discuss those in a separate video. Now that we've covered the definition, I'll describe how it all unfolded in my life. It all started at 19 with a severe depressive episode. Although you're likely familiar with the depression symptoms, I'll describe how my first depression felt. I cried uncontrollably. I avoided leaving the house, fearing I'd break down in public, like in a store line or during class. It felt like there was a really painful hole in my chest, making it hard even to breathe. It all accompanied by hopelessness, physical pain in my muscles and bones, and a desire to end this pain by any means. I felt that the world was a terrible place and I'd never find joy again. Suicidal thoughts emerged, but the scariest part wasn't wanting to jump out of the window. The scariest part was hating myself for not having courage to do it. I couldn't bring myself to take shower or even brush my teeth. I couldn't sleep due to anxiety and hallucinations, and finally I ended up drinking almost every evening just to get some rest. This all lasted about 6 months until my friends finally persuaded me to see a psychologist. After the first session, I was told I need a psychiatrist, but I disagreed because I thought psychiatrists were for people with, schizophrenia, and in my opinion, I wasn't that crazy. So I avoided seeing a doctor until self-harm entered my life. After that, I realized that I need someone's help, and I went to a psychiatric clinic. I was hospitalized for about 2 weeks and felt significantly better. But there was a catch. The thing is, I was misdiagnosed with depression and prescribed antidepressants. However, with bipolar disorder, antidepressants can cause a phase inversion, and depression abruptly shifts to mania. And that's exactly what happened to me. Since I haven't experienced mania before, I mistook it for the improvement, stopped the treatment, and left the hospital. After such a severe depression, I entered the opposite state with the classic mania symptoms. I felt euphoric, as if on drugs, full of energy and ideas, with a super high self-esteem and a deep sense of gratitude to the universe, feeling like it really cared for me. I didn't want to sleep. 2-3 hours felt sufficient. Sometimes I didn't sleep for 2 nights or more and felt great. I didn't feel hunger, so I forgot to eat. I was constantly meeting new people who seemed more attractive and interesting than they really were. You might ask, what's wrong with that? Well, the first and scariest issue is dangerous and reckless behavior. I could drive very fast and dangerously, get into cars with strangers, take unlimited amounts of drugs even though I'd never tried them before. Strangely, I didn't feel any effects from them. As my psychiatrist said, my psych was already so accelerated and euphoric that it just couldn't go any higher. It's like being hard without injections or pills. Despite having immense energy, I couldn't channel it constructively, and I had what I believed were brilliant ideas. I started writing books, learning new professions, and buying expensive courses, which I of course abandoned when the manic phase ended. I started businesses, took out loans, and ended up deep in debt. Additionally, I developed delusions of grandeur. It felt like I was living in a movie where I was the main character and everyone, even stray dogs, looked at me with admiration. I felt chosen, destined for greater deeds. Voices in my head confirmed this, telling me I could do anything, that I was amazing, and I believed them. I loved this state, thought the depression was over, but a month later, manic phase ended, and I felt terrible again. The following year, I experienced emotional swings from mania to depression until I finally saw a psychiatrist who correctly diagnosed me and prescribed appropriate treatment. About 6 months later, I returned to normal, and for almost 4 years, I didn't have severe episodes requiring medication. I was happy it was over, stopped taking pills, and enjoyed remission. Then, 2 years ago, the illness returned abruptly. Since then, I haven't been able to stabilize. I've had around 20 episodes, and despite being on medication, my condition remains unstable. Even this video is a product of my mania, as yesterday I decided I must become a brilliant YouTube blogger and share my experiences. And let's see how it goes. I hope this video was interesting and helpful. In upcoming videos, we'll talk about hallucinations and what the voices in my head say, discuss mixed episodes and treatment, and of course, I'll share some funny situations I've encountered. And that's it for now. Bye, everyone.